You're listening to Drinks and a Movie with your host, Rudy. Spoiler alert.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Drinks and a Movie podcast. I've got two guests with me this time, my favorite people to talk horror films with. We got Jocelyne, who you may remember from the Black Sunday episode. I think we talked about Nosferatu as well.
Yeah, I brought it up for sure.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
And then we got Carissa here. Everyone knows Carissa if you listen to Drinks and a Movie.
Hey.
So, and what movie did the three of us do? Oh, we all three of us did like the Black Christmas remake and like Christmas Evil, I think, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's some bangers. We're going to be talking Obsession, the new 2020, it says 25, but 2026 horror film directed by Curry Barker, which we'll get into. But first, let me do my shit, man. I'm breaking the seal on a bottle I've had for a little while. This is the Nelson Brothers Honey Cask finished bourbon, coming in at 113.55 proof. This is their 2026 edition of the Honey Cask. So opening this up for the first time. For those of you that are uninitiated, Nelson Greenbrier is one of my favorite distilleries. They're based out of, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And every year or so, maybe they skip some years, they do bourbon that's finished in a barrel that held honey. So they do, they partner with True Bee Honey, and they, I guess, age their honey in bourbon barrels. And then after that, the distillery gets those same barrels back and they put bourbon back into the barrels that have like honey all soaked into the wood. And then they leave it in there for, I don't remember how many months. So it imparts a really nice kind of honey flavor to the whiskey without being artificial. You know, it's not like a Jack Daniel's honey or some shit like that where it's just like flavor added. It's literally like the real deal. And what do you all have just while I swirl this in my glass here?
Yes.
All right. Well, I have a bottle of Lafroy that I got in 2019. Keanu Reeves gave this to me at the John Wick 3 wrap party at my job. I am obsessed with him. I love him as an actor and as a person. So I thought that would be the perfect addition to our Obsession movie tonight.
Very nice. Oh, and you're drinking out of it, a teacup. I love that. Adorable.
My little
I should
spider.
have done that. Love it. Oh, that's so cute. Did he just have like a bunch of bottles like on his person and he was like, here, you get a bottle, you get a bottle?
No, this was his personal. So I was his personal bartender for the VIP area.
Oh, cool.
And then after he was like, here, this is for you. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Did you like hold it together or did you geek out or how did you?
I try not to. And now,
Yeah.
I try not to geek out, but he's one of my favorites, And
definitely. did you tell him like, hey man, I'm not even into whiskey. I don't drink scotch.
No, I should have.
You're like, it's from you.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks. That's what he was drinking. So that was his own personal bottle that was brought in for him. So,
Oh.
yeah,
And he's legit, like real deal, kind of cool, down to earth guy. Yeah, like that's all.
yeah,
real.
like that's all real. That's all
Yeah.
true. That's all. Yeah. We
That's
love
great.
you.
That's awesome. I just rummaged around our little liquor, the trolley thing, bar thing, and Ian had this Fidelitas Williamsburn pear brandy, product of Germany.
Nice.
40% alcohol. So I was like, sure. I felt bad because he had like a Radler in the fridge, and I was like, that looks good, but I'll be more on board with the liquor like you guys are.
Well, thanks for pouring yourself one.
Right.
I'm gonna try this out now. This one is like the honey aroma is like really strong on this, but definitely like the alcohol coming through too. It's like almost has a weird fruit forwardness. And so this will be my third expression of this one that I've had. I was lucky enough to have them send me like the last two. And the first one I had from
That's
a few
awesome.
years ago was like very sweet and like buttery, even like the viscosity. It just had this kind of nice buttery quality. It was so good. I think that was like 107 proof. And then the previous one I had from I think 2 years ago, the second one they sent me, that one I remember being like, it still had the honey flavor, but like a lot more oak. It tasted more mature, like almost like it was an older bourbon. I don't remember the proof point on that. So I'm excited to try this one. I bought this one thanks to Brandon Rice, who I had recently on the show to talk about his documentary, Making Santa Real. That one is on YouTube if anyone wants to go check out that episode. He's a local, or he lives in Nashville and picked up this bottle for me. So shout out, Brandon. Thanks for mailing it to me. And here we go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. This tastes like I bit into a piece of wood.
So, for the audience, just so you know, Carissa says that Lefroy is from 2019, and it's less than, I'd say, a quarter full. I'm looking at it on the screen.
Yeah.
So I was telling her, assuming it was that low more than a year ago, it probably tastes pretty flat by now.
Oh my God, you were right. What was I thinking?
You're committed now.
I don't know, girl.
How's that pear brandy?
It could be sweeter.
Really? Oh,
no, I don't know. It's it tastes like alcohol and with essence of pear.
What
was that?
Don't you love when Rudy's here with some real drinkers over here? And it's funny because we're both bartenders.
Yes.
We're just like, we can't do it. We're such lightweights.
Babies. I'm
gonna try. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this might be tough.
Pear brandy sounds interesting. I don't really go in for brandy because it's too sweet for me. Yeah, but pear sounds kind of that sounds like it would hit the spot right now. But
Nice.
Yeah, this one is this honey cask. This is an interesting one. It has a lot of heat on it, and it's I don't know, it's got a little more spice on it, maybe not so much oak. It's definitely kind of dark, and you get that honey sweetness but a little bit of a bitterness. I might just need to let this open up as we talk, see how that goes, because it's not exactly blowing me away of right now, but it might just be my palate too. I just came off a watered down old fashioned, but anyway, yeah, I'll let that sit here and open up as we chat. So, Obsession.
Have you ever actually flirted with Nikki?
I'm gonna go get some shots.
I'll come with you if she means this much to you. And I know she does. To say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Nikki, wait. I was gonna ask you,
What?
I lost my train of thought. Good night. What else?
Why?
One wish, Willow. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
I love you so much. A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
It's weird how you two are dating all of a sudden. Super dating.
I think Nikki is going through something.
What? Is she okay?
No.
Jeez, what kind of spells you put on her?
Nikki? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you! I was calling to see if there's a way I can cancel a wish. I'm sorry, we don't really do that. So she's just stuck like this forever? Well, yeah, as long as you live. As long as I live?
Sally and I went to see this opening night, which was really great because it's rare that we both want to see the same movies. It almost never happens. So that was cool that she was down for it. So we both really enjoyed it, and I was super stoked to see this. I remember months ago first seeing the teaser trailer. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, where the teaser was just the scene where he's in the car and the camera pushes in and he's talking to the customer service about hey, can you take my wish back? I don't want to do this anymore. And it's just that. And they're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. You have to die or whatever. And I remember just thinking wow, that's so intriguing. Just that concept. And then eventually the full trailer came out and you kind of see what it's about. So I was pretty stoked to see this right out the gate. Can you guys recall, like when did you first see the trailer? When was it first on your radar?
I think you sent it to me, Rudy, and you're
Probably.
like, look at yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
It was because of you.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
like, this looks so good.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, but then once Rudy said it, like, all of a sudden, all of these like friends through like the entertainment industry through the woodwork were like mentioning it, saying obsession, obsession. So it was funny. It really did feel very word of mouth, and yeah, that was when I had to seek out the trailer myself after you mentioned it.
Yeah. No.
It was you. You brought it to me first, and it was like everybody was freaking out about this. And I mean, it's like you said, Jocelyn, it's crazy how word of mouth and how this was on everybody's radar right away.
Yeah, and it's I'll give the synopsis off IMDb real quick for anybody who hasn't seen it, but chances are you have seen it, people, because it's blowing up right now. After breaking the mysterious One Wish Willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. So essentially what we got here is a monkey's paw situation, kind of wish gone haywire. But I think the concept was just so brilliant. Like when I first saw the teaser trailer, immediately I was like, yeah, I have to see this movie when it comes out. Because this idea of this dude that just like wishing that some chick he likes would fall in love with him and that going, haywire is pretty brilliant and like so simple. This is one of those movies where I'm like, damn, I wish I came up with that. You know what I mean? What do you all think of the general concept of it?
It's so simple. And like, it's something that we all probably have done. Like, oh God, I wish they really liked me. Like, I wish that they loved me more than any. And then it's just like, I love this dark and devious and, just crazy twist on something that we probably all do in passing or thinking something's not going to work or just like wishing on a star and then your entire life is ruined. I love it. I thought it was so great. So like, it's so simple and brilliant.
Yeah, Ian was kind of, he was like, oh, I've seen like that concept in like what do you call it? Like a Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that this isn't going to be a fresh new take on it and everything. But I don't know. I was like, okay, like I from what I remembered, Curry Barker actually said like he initially already knew he wanted to do a film about, a codependent, like obsessive relationship. And then I suppose he said he was waiting to watch Always Sunny because he was in an episode of it. And before that, it must have been like the Treehouse of Horrors or Simpsons episode, but they had the monkey paw episode with Homer interacting with this monkey paw. And that's when he got that idea that it could be a wish. And it kind of just took off from there. I think it is a compelling, like, way of approaching it. And there's a simplicity in it that's fun. At first I was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I don't see what all the hype's about, but and then I had a couple other friends that were like, oh my God, like this is like, it's deserving all the praise. And I was like, okay, I'll go see it. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I guess that's a question to ask, right? Like, so I mean, I loved it. I think it's one of the, it's in the pantheon of like the great contemporary horror movies. I think when like time will tell, right? And I think several years down the line that will be the case. But yeah, so both of you, like, did you like it? I didn't even ask that. I should have asked that at the beginning. I just kind of assumed everyone did.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought small budget. You would have never guessed it was a small budget.
No, not at all.
Yeah, under 1 million, which is pretty crazy.
It was like 750,000 or something like that.
Yeah, nuts.
Crazy.
Beautifully, the shots filmed beautifully, all the gore and like the horror elements in it. Like there was just one, and I won't say yet, but there's one part where like you could clearly tell it was low budget, but it didn't even matter. Like a prop kind of scene.
I'm so curious.
Yeah, I really want to know. Let's just go for it. This is a spoiler podcast, so let's jump in.
Okay. So I'll just tell you guys now. When she runs up and breaks the glass and starts bashing the head against the brick.
Yeah.
You can see the brick is foam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
think
didn't even
there was
catch
a
that.
point.
Yeah.
That's it. Like other than that, you would never be able to tell, but like
Yeah.
like one point they didn't cut away and you could see like the thing
Oh,
like
compress or something.
compress. Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't even capture that. I think I was just overall so like
Yeah,
in
shocked
shock.
by that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But no, yeah.
that was a brilliant, yeah, because I wouldn't have even thought about the brick. I would have thought more of like the prop head. You know what I mean? Which is interesting that it would have been a foam brick because they're literally breaking this fucking prop body they made. They're like bashing this thing's head in.
I think it's before it was just the eyeball.
Yeah, maybe before they cut to like the fake, because that was pretty seamless. I thought that was like edited VFX like really well. Like wherever they transition from like the real actress to the fake, dummy, like I think is really seamless. In that moment, see, I love shots like this, and I'm sure I've talked to Carissa about this, probably both of you about this at one point, is like there's something brilliant to the composition of like a dialogue scene, like when they're in the car and they're cutting back and forth between them, and the whole time they're in the car. And I think this just baked into my mind. Like I don't know if other people feel as tense as I am, but I'm tense that whole time because every time it cuts to the girl talking, I forgot her name.
Sarah.
Clara. Every
think it's
time,
Sarah.
oh Sarah. Yeah, here it is.
Character.
So Sarah. Every time it cuts to her,
You
I know at some point in the background,
Yes,
like I'm
yeah.
thinking I'm gonna see the other chick like running or that they're gonna be there. So
You're
every time they're
anticipating.
cutting back and forth, especially when it's not like an over the shoulder shot, but it's like a clean single, it makes it seem to
you
be
already
like,
know.
yeah, like something's gonna happen because they're like disconnected, in terms of like the cinematography. And but the fact that she comes up like so quick, like even though I was like waiting for something, it still shocked the hell out of me. And that was with me like anticipating like something's
Same.
gonna go down, So I thought that was a really great moment.
I think it's really, because I think for him being like a young filmmaker, but also knowing he probably knows that all of us as horror fans are waiting for something to happen. So he's like, all right, I know they're waiting, so let me just fuck them up real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
Like, you still got to have that shock value, and he definitely delivered.
Yeah. And that really is the key. Like the so much of the scares is in the waiting, right? It's like Hitchcock talks about the whole like it's not the explosion that's like the exciting part. It's knowing the audience knowing that the bomb is like under the whatever and that sooner or later it's going to happen, but you don't know when. And and I think we have to mention too. So like, I've been reading a little bit about Curry Barker and I realize that I do recognize him from some stuff, but like he just makes YouTube like comedy sketches and shit. And he has like a horror found footage feature on his YouTube channel and another short film that like has millions of views called The Chair. I haven't watched it yet, but I got to check it out. It looks
Me
like it's
too.
like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
But that's
I think that was what was it like T something Productions, Tea House or something. They saw The Chair and they wanted to make it into a feature, and that's when he was like, whoa, 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 whoa! I got this other concept, and he pitched Obsession.
nice.
And then they were like, oh yeah, let's do that. Sorry to
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I just recently kind of learned about that. And yeah, he's got his like found footage movie, also millions of views. Like it's pretty dope that they took a chance on this person. And like now that I've seen Obsession, like the algorithm is like feeding me on Instagram all his
same.
like comedy sketches, which is pretty funny too. And it makes sense. Like there's something interesting. And I saw one interview where he talks about that, how like doing the comedy sketches is like was a good training ground because it's obviously like pacing and timing and getting an idea across like really quick and like being like really tight, which I think lends itself to the horror really well, it seems.
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah.
it's like we learned in Leslie Cahn's that a lot of the time the humor is from being kind of like shocked or surprised. So it's just another end of the same tool, I guess you could say, that, give everybody a sense of like, I don't know, anticipation, but like false sense of security, and then bam, Because, it was really fascinating with the scene where Bear and Sarah in the car, even though I was like anticipating something happening, at the same time, their conversation was like so sweet and so
Yeah.
like, they were connecting that I was like, kind of like, it was like weird for me. I was like, oh God, something's gonna happen, but oh, this is so sweet. But and then it really was very effective. So yeah, that's really what I found interesting. And there's a lot of dark humor in this, which I
Yeah.
freaking love. I think a lot of us do. So yeah, I could really see how, and I was seeing how they were saying that this movie is just kind of exemplifying how the director, you probably know his name, that did Barbarian
Zach
and
Kreger.
yes, they said
Mhm.
the Krieger-fication of horror,
Hmm.
and weapons. That there's like this dark comedy aspect to horror that's happening
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like in this movie for sure. Yeah, it had that same. That's a good comparison. Like it had that similar tone to Barbarian and Weapons in terms of the humor. And when I saw it, it was like a full theater. So that's when it's a lot of fun. I hope it was the same for you all. Was it like a pretty full theater
I
where
think it
everyone was
was
really
from what I
into it?
remember.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
fun. There was
Yeah.
only like the three, yeah, when McKenna was getting us tickets, it was packed. And then
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the show times were packed too.
Yeah. It's the best with the movie like this, where because everybody is like reacting. It's so fun. That's like what makes the movie theater experience so good is when you feel everyone is like in the ride together and everyone's like laughing at the
Mhm.
same points or like all
It
shrieking and getting uncomfortable in the same moments. And there is a lot of uncomfortable moments in this movie
so
for
many.
sure.
Well
For sure.
done too.
Yeah. One thing I thought of, like when we get into the shots where it just like her I got Nikki after she's like in love with him and all that and she's like staying at his house when he like wakes up in the middle of the night and
Oh
she's
my
just like
God.
standing in the corner in
That
the dark.
scene was amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. And he had said, I saw an interview after the movie, like my immediate thought was like Hereditary, because I think
Yeah.
about the moments where Tony Collette, like in the kind of final chunk of the movie, is it's
Yes.
kind of similar. And he had said that was a big influence, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I see that little bit of DNA in there. But yeah, all that shit was so good. Her just watching him, like, and they would do the weird stuff where she'd move, but you can tell they like did the footage in reverse, so it
Yeah.
has this really uncanny like movement. Yeah, that shit was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah,
I
I
love
heard. Oh yeah, go on, go on.
No, go, go.
I'm afraid it'll take it too much of a tangent, but basically, yeah, they what was it? Curry Barker. I really love how much him and Inde Navarrete.
That
Navarrete.
sounds right. Yeah,
Yeah, something like that. I should probably get it right because she was fantastic. Yeah, Inde Navarrete. She and Curry would like they watched a couple films together to prepare for this. Like it just makes me think of like when you're in acting class and like you actually like, build this kind of like camaraderie outside of just like being on set or on the
yeah,
day of rehearsal. So they watched Hereditary, they watched Pearl, and I
nice.
love that so much because I totally saw some of that. I was like, you know
Yeah,
what? This is giving me Mia Goth and Pearl, the
The
crazy.
long smiles,
yeah,
face smile.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so that was really cool. And then I think there was like one other film that I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Um, those are the two main ones. I'm like trying to think. Oh, Midsummer, the dry heave, like
mm,
crying. He said he really liked that. So I love that he's taking from that. And then like there is, at the end, I didn't really like notice it, but I kind of like this is one of the reasons why I really want to rewatch it is like it didn't read to me that she was wearing Sarah's scalped head or hair,
yep,
but I could tell her hairline was different.
yeah,
And it made everything so much. Once I realized that, I was like, whoa, this is even more like
yeah.
I didn't notice that either.
right?
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I caught that. Yeah, it's fucking dark. Like, isn't she wearing her clothes too and all
Yes.
that? It's so
And
rough.
I was confused. Like, I was like, why does she like have all these why does she draw weird drawings on her? Like she wants tattoos. I didn't quite capture that at the time. I don't know why, but in retrospect, after I saw some people post, their takes on it, I was like, oh, that's wild. That she was trying to be Sarah because at that moment she knew that Bear wanted her.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. And apparently Curry did say he initially wanted her wearing Sarah's face, but I think, because of the budget. But also, I think so much of Inday's performance would have been really kind of hampered by a mask like that.
And she is really, I mean, the whole cast here, especially for being people that aren't like a bunch of named actors, which normally you would need if you're trying to get a movie made. So it's cool they got away without that. Maybe it's just because like all his YouTube shit, he already had a following, but like, yeah, this actress was so good. Like, I think she needs to go into like the zeitgeist or the pantheon of like great horror actors. And it's I hope her career blows up after this. You know what I mean? And I think whether it does or not, this is like, what a hell of a
she's
part.
already getting offers and everything. So it's really, it's really exciting to see because it's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, no, it really is. And that Pearl reference is a good one. I didn't even think about that, but that does make a lot of sense that would have been in the homework, But Michael Johnson, who plays Bear, I thought he was really great too. It's interesting because he is like, I don't know how you guys felt, but he was pretty insufferable at times. There was like some periods through the movie where I'm like, fuck, I am over this guy. But it's also working because you need that. You need that, But at the same time, I will say he looks like a young Bruce Campbell, which is kind of cool. Like, right? He's got like Evil Dead original, like Bruce Campbell vibes. But I think his portrayal is really good too. And he does like make it very, for the most part, right? Like, relatable. I think everybody to some extent has been like in that situation where it's like you like someone but you like struggle to talk to them or tell them or whatever. I think that's pretty universal. Obviously this takes it to like an extreme, so I'm not saying that's normal or anything, but he does make it relatable until you get like down the path of and I like that they kept the character like very flawed, right? Like where he teeters this line to me of like he's not like evil, but he's definitely not a good guy. You know what I mean? He goes along with like the shit that's happening. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Carissa looks like she has something to say about that.
No, I was just thinking, because you're like, it's all very realistic and like, he's like a real guy and you played it really well. I was just thinking about the one scene that we talked about already when he wakes up and she's in the corner and she's like, go back to sleep. And I always think, you know what? Sometimes you're alone in your room and you hear something scary and you're like, I'm just going to pretend to get asleep.
Yeah.
That made me.
He did do that really well. Just like the pulling up the blankets. And like, and I love how they'll show like the passage of time and he's just like awake still and like afraid to move. Well, that moment where she's like cuddling him and he's on his back and he's like trying to get out of the bed and she just yells at him like, stop moving or like, go over. Like that shit was like so shocking.
It was.
But I was just thinking about that because I was like, man, I'm like, I wonder how many of us have had that shared experience where we are like scared or something scares us. We're like, just pretend, just go back to sleep. It's okay. Just pretend to be asleep. It's okay. It just made me smile.
Yeah, he portrays it really well. And just even the moments where he's trying to like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like, are you okay? What's like, I don't know what you're doing. You're scaring me. Like he's not afraid to be like, oh, you're freaking me out here. I need you to stop. Like, don't leave my cat alone, and all that shit.
But oh my God, the cat thing. Like, I was like,
I fucking knew it. At some point I kind of like turned my head towards Sally and I was like, he's eating the cat right now. I was like, I fucking know it.
Oh, that was so awful.
Yeah. But also it's like, how can you be that deep into the sandwich and not know that there's something off about this? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would only need one bite to recognize like, this isn't bologna or whatever the fuck,
But
you know? But he was going in on that sandwich. It took him a while to figure it out.
I feel like that's the perfect reflection of this movie because, like, it's like, all right, something's not right with Nikki. Something's not right with her.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize it.
Yeah.
This shit tastes gross, but he's still gonna try to fucking
He's
eat
in
it
some denial and shit.
until somebody's like, "Listen, I think there's like a demon or something inside of her. I don't fucking know." And I think one of my favorite scenes, to kind of show what was going on was like when Nikki was sleeping and then she's asleep, I'm awake. And you were saying, that Bear wasn't a good, and this was like the perfect time, like when you really saw his true color, like he isn't a good guy because he's like, well, what's wrong with being with me?
It would be so bad.
Bro, literally there's something, and she's begging you, there's something inside of her keeping her. And I like how in this universe, like the One Wish Willow exists. There's no question about it. I think we were talking about another movie. I'm trying to think of what it was where this weird thing exists in this time and it was okay. Oh my gosh. And like in this universe it existed, so it made the movie easier, to go with, because nobody's like, wishes aren't real.
Right.
It doesn't work. They're like, oh yeah, just call the thing.
Yeah, that was one of those funny moments when he's at the store talking to that guy. He's just like,
I already used my wish.
Yeah.
Clearly it was fine for him.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Or wish for $1 billion.
And the money just falls out of this. Yeah. And that poor bastard just got.
Oh my.
And it's interesting. I love when he calls like the customer service, and that's a good moment too. And I like that it happens like maybe a little more than the midway, but before the third act, where now, he learns it's like, all right, the only way is like I have to die to save her. So it's like, am I willing to sacrifice myself for her and all that? And I forgot about that moment. I'm glad you brought that up too, where when she is like. And that's a creepy point too. Like all the moments where she like snaps out of it for like a couple seconds and comes back.
Terrifying.
And she portrays that so well too. Like the whole like just snapping into who she is and like realizing she's trapped and she can't escape. But that moment sleeping, like the whole like kill me kind of thing.
Oh
but
God.
Yeah, to your point, like where that selfishness kind of comes out, that's a really good line of the what's so bad about being with me. But what sucks too, and I really like that they set this up early on, is the fact that like to me it seemed like not too obvious, but they definitely plant the seed there that like Sarah's kind of into him from that first scene of them at the bar when she's like talking to him, but he's obviously into Nikki or whatever, and that we see that develop more and more throughout the movie, where it's like, all right, clearly Sarah's into him. And that's another one of those things that I think it's got to be relatable for almost everybody at some point, right? Where like, you realize like, oh, this other person is actually like maybe the better, a person or whatever, but I'm stuck on this other person that like won't even give me attention, but this person is like actually showing me some care or whatever. I don't know. I'm not being articulate, but I
making perfect sense.
Yeah. But I really like that they should, because that adds to like kind of the tragedy of the whole situation, if you could say that, because one, it's like, God damn it, dude, just fucking tell her, stop being a bitch. But two, also that it's like this other person was there like right under his nose, but he was like blind to it until the end. And that's what like you guys were talking about, the scene in the car, that makes that scene like so good and really sing, is besides like the fear factor, like something bad's probably going to happen right now. It's like you see that they're finally coming together and he gets it, and it's like now that he has what he wants, it's like, we always want what we can't have, and then once we get it, you want the next thing, and then it just makes it that much worse when then she gets killed, along with reading the whole like, I got accepted into the school.
Oh my God,
it's so sad.
Like, when he's shaking and he opens the letter,
yeah, it's so sad.
Put it together and he's like, oh shit, like, oh my God,
I was really bummed out when she died. Like I felt like I knew it had to happen, but they made me like care enough to where I'm just like, oh god, she didn't deserve that. And then the other dude just gets shot. It's like he also didn't
like,
deserve
man,
it. Yeah.
like I got $1 billion. It's real.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
That's
Yeah,
the
I get
thing
you.
is like it feels like so many of these characters, most all of them, like nobody really earned their deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband Ian and I were talking about that. But I mean, there's like little ways in which you could argue. I mean, except for Bear.
Mm.
Bear, yeah, he was
Yeah.
kind of scummy. He showed his true colors when Nikki kind of came to while Wish Nikki was asleep. And then also just like what he said when he did call the hotline of like, I just want to alter a wish. It's like, no, dude, why weren't you opening with cancel it? You know, because you can tell like something's wrong. It's not even Nikki, like it's not her. So yeah, there's quite a few areas with him. With Ian, the best friend guy, you do find out that he and Nikki were like seeing each other on and off, and you kind of
Yeah, that's
wonder.
right.
You wonder if like he had ulterior motives for like trying to get Bear to postpone telling Nikki how he felt. Because if you remember the first like hangout, yeah, they were all like gonna go to quiz night.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't tell her then, don't tell. But I think maybe Nikki, well, but then it's not, these are not exclusive events. It seemed like Nikki was trying to set him up with Sarah, and that's why he
Yeah.
wanted them to wait. Or Ian was telling Bear to wait.
Yeah.
So there's that element. And then I guess like some people did mention, well, you know, Sarah, like you saw how Nikki was acting at that party when that weird Jenga piece said, kiss the person to your left. And you saw how, and the weird insect, which by the way, the dialogue that like, especially Nikki is giving, but just the dialogue in the movie in general is great. But her monologues, I was so intrigued by, like
Yeah.
disturbed by, but apparently actually Barker's dad wrote that, which is really interesting.
Really?
And yeah, because his dad, it's really cool. His mom is like a graphic designer, so she helped design the One Wish Willow box packaging.
Nice.
And then his dad is a writer, and if you remember, and I keep forgetting this, but Nikki, the character, is a writer.
Yeah.
But she wants to do like love stories, which he's like,
Yeah.
but romance, right? And
Yeah.
she's like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his dad actually wrote that monologue. But yeah, it's like, Sarah, you saw how she was acting. She bashed her face in, her own face in,
Yeah.
with a broken bottle. And you're gonna be like, hey Bear, come meet me secret. You know, so I do see where it's like, okay, maybe she still didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But, you know, didn't make the best choices.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I saw like someone made a meme of that very thing earlier about how she should have known better. Like after that, you don't go sneak off in the middle of the night with that chick's boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
you know, like yeah, almost like a you had it coming kind of thing. That's funny.
Diane.
I mean, they all. Well, I never thought that the Ian character, like, because I did like that. Like, it did add an extra layer when you do get to that reveal that, like, oh, him and Nikki were like hooking up. But I still felt, even despite that, like, it really seemed like he was trying to get his friend Bear to like tell her. Like, I didn't really get a sense that there was like some
True.
ill will there or like any.
Yeah, because they were rehearsing it at the beginning.
Yeah, and he's helping his friend, and he's trying to tell him, like, you just got to do it. But also, but that's the thing, since he knows her better, he knew like the points that like this is not a good idea to ask now. This is the time frames you should probably do it, you know.
Yeah.
And is the dude going to pay attention to his friend, you know? Yeah, shit.
Well, in the part I believe it was in the diner, the restaurant, where she does the whole like no
Yeah.
thing. When he gets a call from Ian and Ian's like warning him. I don't know if it was at that point that Ian's like, hey guy, like Bear, she told Sarah she thinks of you as a brother. And so that when somebody mentioned that in respect to the Hansel and Gretel incest monologue, I was like, oh, like they were like, yeah, that was like real Nikki kind of like coming out of
Wow, I
wish
didn't even
Nikki.
connect that.
I didn't either until I saw somebody like mention that, and I was like, oh man,
These little things, man.
Yeah,
Like it's
that's
so
well thought out.
smart.
it's really
yes.
that's why I love it, and I'm like, I really want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like look for all those. That's crazy because that entire I didn't understand. Like
I didn't either at first.
wow.
That was that little dinner scene was so good. Don't do that. And she's like stomping her feet and like crying and shit. He's just like, yeah, people making scenes. That shit's crazy. That just reminded me though of, I like to I think the relationships between everybody are like really well realized too. Like even like it feels pretty authentic, even with Ian when he's like having the kind of man to man talk with Bear of like, yo, man, like all of a sudden she's into you. That shit's really fucking weird. Like, and I appreciate that because to me, like, and even when it's revealed that he was sleeping with her, it didn't feel like he was only doing that because of that reason, because he was hooking up with her on the side. To me, I don't know if you read it this way, but it seemed genuine, like the way they all thought. And even with Sarah of like, hey, like, you got to understand this shit's weird that randomly she's like all over you. You can't do anything. She's being super weird. She's making lies about her dad, about how he like died, but he didn't die, and they don't even talk and blah, blah, blah. And like, this shit ain't right. And that, I like that they grill Bear for it. You know what I mean? He's not just sitting there, I guess he's getting away with it, but like,
but they're like, what did you do?
Yeah, they're trying to like kind of figure it out and get to the bottom of it, and I appreciated that aspect of it too. Like it to me, it just felt pretty authentic. Like they all had some depth and whatnot.
I would agree with that 100%. Honestly, like yeah, I feel like the way they reacted was authentic, believable, which is also just what makes this movie so cool. It reminds me of like the scene where he snaps the One Wish Willow, and then she's all of a sudden back, and that whole scene was just fascinating. I was like, there's so many levels to this scene. I was wondering how much of it was like organic, like that the actors came up with in the moment. I did see the actor who plays Bear, it's Michael Johnston. He was saying how he actually he couldn't help but laugh at one point. Like, are you something wrong with you? And then she did something else that like kind of freaked him out. And so that was the take that they ended up using. So there was a lot of like, they were just, I feel like Michael
like playing a lot.
Yeah.
Playing a lot. And then also just so connected, like and like dialed in, I guess, because it'd be easy with something like that to kind of like stray off from, but they were just so grounded in the actual circumstance that they had the room to even for him to kind of laugh like, what? Like, you kind of so believe him in that predicament of like, wait, she's into me, but like, you're not, but yay, but no.
No, those moments you're talking about, like, it really adds to the authenticity of it. Like, it does feel like those reactions feel so real and genuine, and then he has his shy kind of, vibe and all that. And like, can't believe this is happening, but, oh, did the wish really happen? This is weird. And, so good, man. So good.
Such a great movie. And that ending, baby. Oh my God.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, tragic. Amazing. Tragic.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just glad that she was like became free of it. Yeah. Like when that moment happened when he's like taking the pills and then you hear the break in the background and the music go off. And then he just like stops, and that was a moment too. Like, and then he walks out, and they're like smiling at each other, where everyone in the theater was like laughing. Yeah, and it's like uncomfortable, but you're like, oh, it's like kind of funny. I guess like, now they're, I guess in a way, it's like a weird, twisted, happy ending where they're gonna go off and be in love together, but then he still just dies.
Yeah, and then she fucking snaps out of it, just screaming. All of her friends are dead.
Yeah, her whole life is fucking ruined.
Oh my God. And then like, I think about this a lot because I don't remember if we talked about this, Rudy, but like after the movie Ready or Not, or remember at the end when like the cop gets the thing through the head, right? And we're like, shit, well, what happens to her? Now they're going to think that she was the one. Wait,
yeah.
You're next.
You're next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're next. And the same with Ready or Not too, but like you're next when the cop gets it through the head and we're like, oh my God, like, well, that can't be the end of the story because what's going to happen to her?
Yeah,
You
when
know what I
she's the
mean?
last person standing,
Exactly.
like everyone's dead. She's wearing another
Right.
fucking girl's scalp on her head.
Yeah, that's like the end of every horror movie, I guess. Is like
Yeah.
final girl is the first suspect or something.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
You're like, well, shit, like what happens to you? All your friends are dead. They're going to think that you like, God, it's so awful. Great, but awful. Very,
Yeah.
very ending.
Well, I love that too. Her just like screaming, and then the music and the credits start, and she just like
Yeah.
yelling and all fucking crazy.
And apparently, the original written ending for Curry Barker had was that they would both die. He wanted to do like a very Romeo and Juliet
Yeah.
thing, which already I felt like, oh my God, this is so Romeo and Juliet, even without her dying. But they filmed both, and they just realized that was. And his dad, again, being the writer he is, he's like, the ending should be that she lives.
Yeah.
That
Like,
Yeah, she was gonna shoot herself or something, right?
she
What,
was
that the ending?
before. Yes,
Yeah.
before she went back to normal Nikki, she was still Wish Nikki, and she perceived that her love of her life just died.
Yeah, so she was gonna.
But then she snaps in right before she pulls the trigger and
Yeah.
realizes, everything.
Yeah, crazy shit, man. It's yeah, no, I'm happy to talk about this. This is one of those movies where I'm like, I gotta talk about this now because like I just think it's one of those
It's in the
firing
zeitgeist.
on like one of those firing on all cylinder films. And I didn't even realize till after that. Wow, it was like under $1 million. Like it looks so good.
Well
And
under. That's the
yeah,
thing.
like, and I think too, I mean, the other part of this that is important to note is, you know, we're in an era of just like IP and sequels and remakes and like nothing original. And like, it's funny how you can always count on like horror, even though it's like the least respected genre. maybe
always.
maybe
The
besides
mostest.
comedy, but yeah, but like to kind of fuel like I think where we need to go. Like it's insane. I don't know if you all are aware of this, but like so it blew up. It did really well opening weekend. Second weekend even better. And like we were
Yes.
talking about earlier, like word of mouth is like really taking this shit to the next level. And I just learned today that this movie literally made history and that it's the first movie since fucking E.T. from like 1982 or whenever that came out
Wow.
to for its how do I word it, for its box office to increase in the third week. Because every movie like starts strong and it, you know, middles out or like even goes down. But this movie literally like week 1 solid, week 2 even better, week 3 significantly better. Like isn't that crazy? Like since E.T. is a like one of the
E.T. is
iconic
an
movies
institution. Yeah.
of all time. Like that's like one of the
100%.
greatest American films ever made. And like that hasn't happened until now. And it's like with this, like a sub-$1 million movie from a dude that like horror movie and that like, you know, makes short films for YouTube and shit and like got his break and his shot to make this, I think is incredible. And it's what we need. And what sucks though is that it seems like I feel like Hollywood tends to take the wrong lessons from shit like this, and now they're probably just gonna try to like pull a bunch of YouTubers to like
No,
make
bitch,
stupid
you know they
shit.
are.
Yeah.
You know they are. Like, oh
Yeah,
God.
but really, it's just like no, like let people do original shit, let them do their thing, you know, like and be creative and because there's so many good filmmakers out there that like just don't ever get their chance, you know? Like it's wild to think, like who would have thought just 10 years ago, 7 years ago that a movie like this, fucking Obsession would blow away a Star Wars film? Like you know this and Backrooms, like both of those Backrooms also directed by someone who made fucking short films on YouTube.
Yep.
With like millions of views and shit.
He was like 17.
Yeah. I think he was like 14 when he started,
When he started
and like
doing
I
this.
think like 17 or 18 when they hired him to do the movie. So he's
my
20
gosh.
now, but when they started, yeah, he was like 18, 17, something like that. But yeah, he was like a young teen when he started making the, because I think it was like 2018 or 19 that he started making the YouTube shit, the Backrooms that is. But yeah, so it's crazy that we're in this like historical month, May 2026, where these two horror movies are like blown away at the box office and like in the same month that like a Star Wars film came out. And I'll tell you what, I saw The Mandalorian and Grogu and it was fucking
Oh,
whatever. I saw it just because I had some time to kill. Yeah, it was fine, which I
wanted
figured.
to see it. I love Baby Yoda or Grogu.
Yeah, Grogu's cool. So Babu Frick's the only other good thing to come out of Disney Star Wars too, and we have 3 little Babu Fricks, but it's not gonna beat Obsession or Backrooms.
Not going to.
Yeah, but that's pretty crazy, right? Like that's insane.
That's
Because
like a sleeper hit.
That's been
Yeah.
around for about 50 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, hopefully this like between the two of these movies, it starts to turn the tide of just like, hey, let's get back to like being creative and making original shit and like finding like these,
And making
you know,
good original shit. Like
Yeah.
cool
Yes.
shit. Like,
yeah.
you know.
Um, yeah, I think that might be all I have to say about this. Yeah.
I mean, I loved all the actors in it, the storyline, and I can't wait to watch it again for those little hidden meanings. Like I didn't get the Hansel and Gretel thing when she was saying the speech, and I love movies like that that make you want to go watch it a second time to like, because that's
Yeah.
also, you know, that's also a thing. Like watch it. Hereditary, I didn't want to watch it again, but I did to like see all like the effed up shit, and I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, and I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's been on my mind like every day since I saw it like last Saturday or yeah, it's been like over a week now, I want to say. Yeah. It's that says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. When I was on tour, I was trying to get my people I was working with to watch it. I was like, yo, we should go see it when we have some free time. I'm like, everyone needs to see this movie. Yeah. We never
Had
had
you
a
already seen
moment,
it by
but-
that point?
I did, yeah. I saw it, I think, like the opening Friday.
Nice.
Because I knew I wasn't going to have much time once I went on the road, and I was like, okay, I got to see it before I leave. So we made it a point to watch it quick. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking A. Yeah, so I mean that's cool. The honey cask whiskey did get better for me.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna need to let it like continue to open up and I'll hit it again at some point. It was I think my palate just isn't on point right now.
Well, this
But it's
Lefroy,
good. It smells so good. Like that honey smell is so good.
this Lefroy smells awful, and I'm gonna bring it for you, Rudy, so you could try it. Let me know.
I've had some Lefroy's before, but I don't know if I can handle it when it's like flat. Yeah. I've had flat whiskeys before. It's not my thing. Well, here's the thing. So I know, Jocelyne, you have not seen Backrooms yet.
I haven't.
Carissa,
She just saw it.
Yeah, you just got back from seeing
I
it.
just got done watching it.
I saw it last night or the night before, a couple nights ago. So y'all tell me, I kind of want to just get that one out of the way as well. So I don't know, like I feel
You
bad.
two can
Go watch the movie.
Yeah. You two can talk. I can head out, so that way Ian and I can watch it.
Yeah, so I feel bad. I was gonna say
No,
we
don't.
could do a no spoiler, but it's also kind of tough. I think
It's hard.
Yeah.
Go for it. It'll be totally fine. Don't
Well, are
worry.
you also, Justin? Have you seen like? Are you familiar with like the YouTube videos and all that? Like the lore of
a
it.
bit. I feel like I'm not sure if Ian and I watched one version that was like I think it was the same creator, the same YouTuber, but there was like a mall and there was like this weird
Yeah, I know.
shrine
I know
thing.
exactly the one you're talking about.
That's not Backrooms though. Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it is. I think
Okay.
it's still Kane Pixels. Because a few years ago I went down the rabbit hole of his videos and I remember seeing that one. I'm pretty sure it was his channel.
Yeah, that thing
yeah,
was
like
creepy.
it was so weird. Yeah.
I don't think
I
I've seen that video.
Yeah, I wouldn't even remember what the name of that one is. There's like so many of them. I haven't even seen like all of them. Like there's a lot. One day maybe I'll go and order and watch the whole fucking thing, but it's a ton.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen, and yeah, it was cool because it was like it had an analog video game feel to it, but it was a horror that you
Yeah.
could just be experiencing.
Yeah, they do like
Is it
when he
called the
makes
Rolling Giant? Yes.
Possibly.
maybe
That sounds right.
yeah, because when they make the videos, they like not scan it. I don't know what you'd call it, but I guess they scan it through like
Blender
VHS
or
tape.
something?
Like they make a copy through, so that's what gives it that quality where it looks like it was shot on like videotape.
Ah, so cool.
Because I think they literally do that process like after the fact, after he makes it.
Smart.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But yeah, well, I don't know, Carissa, do you want to
Yeah, you guys,
chat about it for a little bit?
chat.
I'm down. I'm down.
Do
Let's
it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna say bye, guys.
All right,
Thanks
thank
for
you, Jocelyn, for
chatting with
joining
me.
us.
Love you
Of course.
guys.
Soon.
Love you both. Bye bye. And then yeah, we'll talk about how I feel about. I'm sure Backrooms is gonna be amazing. We've been excited for it. Ian's
Yeah.
been, raving about it for like weeks. All right,
Nice.
love you guys. Bye bye.
See ya.
I found something in the store.
Okay. What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
Hello? Anyone there?
Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive in there.
I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof.
All right, you feel me?
Yeah. Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been there every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Oh my God.
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see?
All these rooms. This place builds them.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me?
I don't understand. What is this?
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Hello?
All right. Fucking Backrooms. Let me pull this one up real quick.
Did you like it?
I did like it. I liked it quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah, did you not like it?
I did and I didn't. I think though I liked it, but I watched like all of this. I wouldn't really call it a horror movie. I don't think it's really a horror. I didn't feel it as a horror movie. I brought my friend with me. I went with two of my friends. Oh, here, pull it up first.
Here's the synopsis, everybody. After a therapist patient disappears into a dimension beyond reality, she must venture into the unknown to save him. This was directed by Kane Parsons, aka his YouTube name is Kane Pixels. And as we said, when he was about 14 years old or so, he started making these, it's called liminal spaces videos on YouTube, where it's just these like kind of found footage type videos going through these like endless kind of mazes that don't make sense, but it looks like an office building or a mall. So it's like this familiar shit that's like just strange enough. So you can look it up on YouTube. I can't even explain it. You just got to go in there and look it up. But there's a ton of YouTube videos. He's got like millions of subscribers and shit like that. And the videos have millions of views, and they have that like old VHS quality, like I mentioned before, that adds to the creep factor. And I got put onto, I don't even remember how I came across it, but like probably around 2020, 2021. It was a few years ago. Yeah, I don't remember what I looked at, like got me into it, but somehow I ended up in the rabbit hole of watching his YouTube shit, and it creeped me out. Like, I would put it in the horror category. But this is a particular type of horror that like really is effective for me. Like, what I love about like found footage, or even what they do here when they do have the handheld camera. So it has like a little bit of a found footage aspect to it, or style to it at
I think
times.
they had to too, because like that's what made his videos so creepy and so scary.
It's
Feel it.
yeah, it's the PO, like for me it's the POV shit, and like the way the rooms are designed and the halls are designed. It's like there's so many corners and other rooms and hallways, and so like whenever the POV, the camera like pans somewhere, or bet like you don't know what you're gonna see, so it's like always freaky. Or when it turns a corner and shit, it's like super creepy. So I think that's really effective in the YouTube shit, and also in this movie. I think those are some of the creepiest moments. There is a point where the movie did get kind of weak for me, and I imagine we're probably on the same page, because you said, and there was another friend of mine, his review, he said this movie was great until it wasn't, and I think I can probably pinpoint where where that is for him too.
Yeah, like it was good until it wasn't good, and like here's the thing, is I appreciate this movie because I know the backstory to it. I watched, the videos, and I watched like breakdowns of the videos and saw how much work that the director and the writer put into all the small details of all the videos. I think this other guy, like Wendigoon or something, because I watched like movie breakdowns. I love watching movie breakdowns.
Yeah.
And he popped up, and like the Backrooms thing popped up, and I watched like an hour and a half breakdown video of all the small details that he had put in this thing. And I was like, that's insane. And I watched these videos, and they're so scary to watch, because it just feels like I wouldn't want to watch this by myself at night with the like all the lights off. It's just like very creepy, very like it's so well done though. All right, but I think that works very well in the VHS field. I think it feels very like scary and terrifying from a found footage perspective. I don't think it translated as well in a movie theater, if that makes sense. Really.
All right, I got to open up another bottle for this one since we're doing a double feature. Sorry.
Double feature. I'm gonna
these corks are tight. So same distillery, and they have a bottle your own program that I got to do. So I got to like bottle this, like pull the lever and do the little label and all that. This is their 11-year single barrel from the Nelson Greenbrier Distillery, coming in at 130.3 proof. I got like one of the last bottles that they had, which was pretty awesome. And that whole experience is great. If anyone ever finds herself in Nashville, Tennessee, and you're a fan of whiskey, you've got to go visit Nelson Greenbrier. A lot of great products, amazing gift store, really great restaurant. The tour is awesome, and the bottle your own experience is like even better than I thought it would be. It was super cool. So I'm gonna swirl this up and take a drink right now. Well, while I'm swirling it, I'm actually gonna kind of, not rebuttal that, but I think that's interesting. I thought it worked really well in the theater, or just as well, even when they're not in like the VHS mode. And I do like that it was set in 1990, because the furniture, which is kind of a big part of it all, is like, I remember having those types of couches and chairs and like seeing that stuff and like those patterns. Like, yeah. So that was like really interesting. Like the decor I thought was so on point, and it definitely took me back to like that era. So that added a little bit of like an uncanniness to it as well.
And it was also, think about if it was like set in modern day, it wouldn't feel as creepy, because modern furniture kind of looks like shit and it's all stuck and weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like there's nothing interesting about it, and also cell phones ruin a lot of shit. But the other aspect of like setting it in the 1990s is then also it's like the VHS camera moments like make sense now. You wouldn't really be able to do that in a if it was set in like 2025 or whatever. But I think it worked just as well, and for me it's because just like And I did when I first watched the Backrooms videos, it was very much the like in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. I'm by myself in the dark on my computer getting like freaked out by this stuff. But again, that idea, the liminal space idea just really works on me. And the being able to take something that's like so normal and bare and like make something kind of creepy and weird out of it, I think is brilliant. And I think it's really effective, and everything is like just weird enough to go into, again, that kind of uncanny area, you know?
Yeah. I get that. I don't know. I just like, for me, it just didn't translate the same watching it in a movie. What I guess what really made it creepy to me was that feeling of like, was the VHS, was feeling like I'm watching this through somebody's eyes. And like in the movie part, that was my favorite. You know what I mean? When the guy had the camera and he was going down and like the rope grabs him and he gets pulled and just the freaking bloody door opens and like, oh my God, I'm like, that's so awful. It was so awful. But like those parts are my favorite, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that did intensify the creep factor for sure, you know, just like that quality and all that. Even I mean, for me, it just worked on me even prior to that, just like the weird shit. And when Clark is first kind of walking through it, and then you see like the silhouette of the person down the hall, and you're like, oh, there's like just someone there. And that creepy thing too, where you hear noises and hear footsteps, but like there's nothing around him.
Yeah.
But like something might be in there, but you don't really know. I love all that mystery. And I did think that, and I know they had to do some like character work. I get that, but it did get
a storyline. Like
it did get, I think ultimately they did a good job tying it in, but there were some points where I was like a little bored with some of that stuff, where I was like, just get me back into the Backrooms, man. I just sent you in the chat here the original photo. So I just
it's from 4chan, right? Or something.
Yeah, 2002.
Crazy. Some guy posted it right in 4chan. Could you imagine and seeing that there's a fucking movie being made now?
Yeah, right. Before it became. Yeah, it's crazy. And I forgot what the story of it was. It was like just a place that was closing down or something. I forgot. I read about it earlier. And someone just like took this photo, and it's crazy that like just sparked this whole kind of idea and this concept. And yeah, I think it's pretty brilliant. And it also has this like dreamlike quality to it as well that I think is pretty cool. And I like that when he's trying to kind of explain it. It's like, imagine trying to like explain a dogs to someone who's like never seen one, and then telling them to draw it, you know, and all that shit.
So I went with two of my friends. One of my friends is going to be in the new Odyssey. My friend Ian, I told you about. We went to go see it tonight, and they had no idea. They didn't do any research on the Backrooms. No idea what the Backrooms was. They're like, is this like, are they trapped in his like psychological like mind? And like, how did the other people enter his mind? I'm like, it's not his mind, it's the Backrooms. They're like, well, what are the Backrooms? They're like, because there's this big guy, like this is all his like his ideas, right? And like it's like the furniture store. And I'm like, no, it's this place that replica. I'm like, no, you guys, like you have to, I feel like for it to be effective with how, you know, us knowing what it is, because they thought it was like a psychological thriller of this guy torturing these people that he brought into his furniture store. You know what I mean? Because they thought this was his mind. And I'm like, well, is that what they were going for with this? To be like, have it as like, you know, what like part of the story, like this is his twisted mind. I'm like, no, but you guys have to do the research and like go look it up. And like there's a whole other storyline with all of this stuff in it that doesn't have to do with this guy. And this isn't, I mean, it could be his psyche. Maybe that's like a story they're doing.
And they show that in the beginning where it's like the scientist people, and you see that they're in there and the guy gets killed and he's trying to get him on the radio. And the scientists are like watching the TV, but don't do anything to save him. Like, And I think it works too. Like for me personally, I don't think you need to be familiar with the YouTube shit or the lore at all. I feel like it stands on its own. It's not going to be for everybody, for sure. Um, and it's not meant to be. But I think that's kind of cool about it too, is it can open you up to if you're not familiar with it, or even if you are, like, yeah, you can think that. And I think that's kind of valid. I think there's enough to show you that it's not just about his mind. Even when he's explaining, like, yeah, this is somewhere out in the real world. There's a guy in a wheelchair with a lamp, and this is just like a fucked up memory of a memory of like this person. And the same with that weird lady. So I think there's enough there for me to show that it's like not supposed to be like his personal mind. But I do see where somebody can think that, because it is like, yeah, it is like the ultimate kind of monster, is like a weird rendition of him and all that. So I do get that, but I think that's what makes it kind of cool too, is that you can. I mean, there's probably going to be so many theories and fucking bullshit coming out about this movie. I'm sure there's already a shit ton of YouTube videos. I just haven't watched them.
Haven't watched it. Yeah,
people's like analysis of it. And obviously there is something to like. Sally kind of talked about this, like, as soon as the movie ended, like, oh, well, obviously, yeah, it's about like the back rooms of your mind and but they both like have some trauma. Even the therapist, right? They keep making it a point to show her like past trauma and this and that, and how, he can't break this cycle like in his mind of taking accountability. So he's in his own maze. It's like, yeah, like all that stuff I think is valid, yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I feel it works either way. I don't think anyone needs to. If you're someone who's listening to this and you haven't seen the movie and you're curious, personally, I don't think you need to know or do any homework on the YouTube stuff. But that's just me.
I mean, I think that it makes it a different movie if you do the homework.
Yeah.
It makes it a different movie completely. Because, like, their first impression and my first impression are completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder for me if I would feel that way if I hadn't seen the YouTube stuff beforehand. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Because like that was my problem. What they always say is like, you're only disappointed if you have expectations. And my expectations for this, I didn't get that same feeling that I always got watching the videos.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like not at all. Like I wasn't, even my friend who's like, I hate scary movies, but I'm like, you're gonna fucking watch this scary movie. Like that wasn't scary at all. I'm like, I know. He was like, oh, it was interesting. It was kind of crazy. Like, is he like a serial killer? I'm like, he's not a serial killer. I'm like, but he could be. He kind of is. I don't know how to tell you. Because of him, everybody's dying in these back rooms. But I don't know. I thought it was really well done. It was a really cool movie. It's just not like, I don't know. I expected to get that feeling again, and I didn't. And I think that's on me for having expectations. But I am interested in knowing, when your friend said it was good until it wasn't, what was that?
I don't know what it was for him. I didn't ask him at the time because I hadn't seen it yet. So I'll have to message him tomorrow. For me, it was, and I'll say this first, like, to kind of go back to what you were saying before, it did give me what I expected for the most part, and it is what I wanted to see, with the exception of some of the character stuff was a little, like, I think in the end it was worth it, but like I said, it probably could have been trimmed down a little bit, like a little tighter, maybe 10, 15 minutes, like, because I found myself just like, let's get me back into the room,
Yeah.
At times.
100%.
Yeah. But for me, I think when we get into the third act, it showed too much. Like when the monster chase started happening, it was cool. And I figured it was cool for the most part. And I figured it was going to come at some point, because they have to, every time they go in there, it's like, it needs to ramp up, right? It's got to ramp up. And it's okay, we're in it for like the fourth time. Now it's the therapist is in there. And she doesn't know the way around like the other guy does. So, it's going to build. And on one hand, it's like I kind of like that we saw it, but I think mostly I don't. It seemed like they showed it too much. Like I don't know, because once you see it, and it was super creepy
Fear.
when you can't
Yeah.
quite see it and the eye is fucked up and he's picking them up and it's like you
Yeah,
can
like,
tell it's like a practical costume and stuff is good and not like some CGI bullshit, which I appreciate. After that, it's just like, okay, well now that I've seen it, it's not as scary anymore.
yeah,
It was scarier when we didn't know. When you
yeah,
just see the dude, like you said, getting pulled through the fucking door and you're
yeah, like,
hearing
ooh,
noises or the so like that fucking uh paper guy got like thrown around.
yeah.
Like that stuff
Or
was
like
scary. And when you
you
see it, it
see,
kind of like,
yeah,
you're like, yeah. So that's for me. And I can only imagine that it's probably the same for my friend too. I can only imagine that that's what most people would have to say about it. Was that the same for you? Was that the
that was the
point?
same when I'm like, oh, the woman, oh, the person in the chair, oh, and like the guy, and everybody's like kind of different, but not really. And I'm just like, and then like seeing it, I'm like, yep, okay. And I was like, dang, because like honestly, that's what made these things so scary. It's like you don't know. You're like,
Yeah.
no, literally, what is this? Who is that?
Yeah. Well, and you still don't know. It's still a mystery, and that shit was still creepy to me. That like it's kind of like what we were talking about in the with the session and the way the shots are when it keeps cutting to, what's her name, Mary, like tied to the chair, and the weird like midget wheelchair three-legged lamp guy is like behind her out of focus,
Oh my
like or
God.
the lady like standing behind him. It's like. I'm like, when is one of them gonna go crazy and do some fucked up shit?
Yeah.
Like or like something weird's gonna happen and yeah so I thought that was still kind of creepy. For me it was mainly like the primary monster, like they just I think showed
Too
a
much.
little too much. And also it's like Chiwetel Ejiofor, like great actor. I think he really fucking delivered it. And
Oh, he was amazing.
I was surprised to see that this budget was even higher than fucking Obsession. Like this was over $1 million.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like his fucking salary alone was like a big part of that. And also that actress from Worst Person in the World. But
Yeah.
um I don't know too. Like he delivered the goods, great acting as always. He's one of those reliable, great actors. But I did find myself like, oh, this is kind of where we're going too. Like he's just kind of like lost his mind and is just like living in here now and his life sucks. And I guess like they plant enough seeds in the beginning for that. Um, but yeah, then it turns into like his therapy session again, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
Well, that was the whole, and that was the thing, that we were talking about is that they're like, oh, it's like a psychological. And I mean, I understand, I get how because I'm like, you have to have a storyline. You have to have something else other
yeah,
than a scary back room. Because, if that was the case, then we would all just go and sit and watch found footage of the back rooms there, in the movie theater.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
like,
You're not gonna sell an hour 50-minute movie of that shit.
I mean, I did watch it too, though, like a lot.
No,
But
same.
That's the thing. You do have to have a storyline. And I do like how they tied in, like they had a story. And if you didn't watch the Backrooms, that would be your story, like it would kind of feel like it was like the psychological breakdown of this man. And like he's pulling all
Mhm.
these people into his crazy psyche and stuff. But I was hoping for more of the whole government getting involved in this company, finding this thing and like hoping for a story more so true to like what the back rooms were online.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do more with that as well. Especially in the end when they like catch the monster and find her and all the guys are there in their little
And
hazmat
there's
suits and all that.
yeah.
Which I have to say, when Mark Duplass first appears as the guy like
Bitch.
watching him on the camera, I was like, oh shit, Mark Duplass. I knew he was like I thought he was involved as like a producer or something because he made like a video recently. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram where he's like, hey, this is Mark Duplass here. And there's a lot of rumors going around that like Kane Parsons didn't actually direct the movie. People aren't believing it because he's so young. And he's like, well, I was there and he did, and he didn't need any help and blah, blah, blah. So like you're
Aw.
seeing his vision, like he just had his back.
Yeah. That's so good.
So yeah, I figured he was on as like some type of producer. I didn't know he was in it. And first off, I was like, fuck, he's old now, man. He just looks old now. Like, I mean, it happens to all of us, right? I only say that because when I see that in like an actor or somebody else, it's really more geared towards me. It's not like I'm saying he looks bad or anything, but it makes me realize like, well,
like shit.
If he's old, then I'm old now,
Like how is time?
Yeah.
Time works. It's crazy.
Yeah. I remember watching like the Puffy Chair and Baghead and the fucking League and all that. But yeah, when he comes into play, like that character, I thought they were going to do more with that. But at the same time, I do like that they kept the mystery. I will give them that. It's like we showed too much of the monster, but as much as I kind of wanted more, I'm glad I was left wanting more because I think I would have been more annoyed if they explained all of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, as opposed to him being like, "Yo, like we don't what
know.
Can you tell us? Like, what can you you were just running around in there, like, help us out here because we still don't even know what the hell's going on." And it does leave it open for more movies, which it sounds like they might do. I don't know.
Like, maybe, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, because if that's the case, then this was like kind of a good intro, you know? Yeah. And then it kind of shows like maybe in the back rooms, whatever that monster was, it's morphing to whatever,
Well, there's other ones. That's what's like crazy is like I like too at one point how he says he's like there could be 100 dip people down there for all I know, but I just haven't seen them yet. Yeah. And I will say too that last shot was so good and just very haunting. That was very eerie. Yeah.
Just like.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They're like, okay, so my friends were like, did she get trapped down there? I was like, no, you guys, that's the memory.
Yeah.
That's the back room taking a memory or trying to make a memory of her.
Yeah.
Because she's now, like, and I feel like, that kind of shows like they're not going to let her go. She's going to be trapped in the back rooms now. Or she's like, have you been down there? I'm like, you guys are still down there, bro. You guys are still there.
Yeah, well, when they're in the lab, are they still there? I doubt it.
Well, wasn't that whole like color scheme? Because that orange is the color of like most of the back rooms, right?
Yeah, that weird like yellow look.
Yeah.
But they were in like I would assume because the thing too, like, is there's different portals to the back rooms. It's not like just so I would assume the scientists had their own portal because we see too that Mark Duplass has like a life, like he's with his family earlier in the movie, and then he goes over there. So I'd imagine their lab is like outside where they're interrogating her is like not in the back rooms but elsewhere.
I thought it was like part of I thought they were using part of like maybe like the initial part of the back room because I thought that orange kind of like signified like, but maybe the back room was just replicating that orange.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know.
No, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I dug it. I think it's a pretty amazing feat for like a young guy to,
Shit's crazy.
Direct this movie and
And to do all the like, and they had it's like A24 has it, right? They were saying it's like it's the biggest opening.
Yeah, no, it's another one. It's talk about like setting another record. He's the youngest filmmaker to ever have a movie go #1 opening weekend.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, also crushing fucking Disney Star Wars.
That's insane.
Which is good. Thank you.
Like I fucking love that. That's fucking crazy though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it worked out. I was curious, like about a year after I first saw the YouTube stuff, I saw the announcement that they were making it into a movie. And I remember being like, oh, I can't wait to see this because I want to see how, like, one, is it really going to happen? Two, like, what's that going to look like? How is it going to play out in like a theatrical movie, And for me, it did not disappoint. It hit the stuff I expected and would have wanted to see. A little too much monster is kind of my one thing. And, I don't quite know how I feel about him just going crazy in the end, but I guess it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I I don't know. I just didn't really care about any of the characters that much. And like, I didn't know. I mean, I understand this whole like slow descent, felt like a slow descent into madness. I
Mm.
just know from like the Backrooms what I liked about the Backrooms. I was hoping to get a movie more so with like more lore driven and more based on like them trying to figure out what the heck is going on as opposed to, I guess, a psychological piece of a man who found the back rooms. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
like someone just so you would have rather see it be more of
Of the study
ex
of
yeah, like explaining it as opposed to someone discovering it.
kind of.
Like if we followed the scientist characters, you would have
Yeah,
preferred that.
I would have preferred, yeah, I think I would have preferred that more than. And I was trying to explain to my friends like what the back room was and like, the videos and like the whole thing behind it and how they were talking about like time jumps and like finding hidden notes and like people going missing and all this crazy stuff and like how people all over were going missing here. But I guess like this movie was more so like a man who did go missing and people who did go missing in the
Yeah.
and like their experiences. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I dig it. I might need to watch more of these videos now. I got like the YouTube pulled up and shit. They're
Yeah.
so creepy and well done.
They're so creepy. Like this fucking kid, like he killed it, dude. Like he really
Yeah.
know that feeling and just gave it to me through all these videos.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's interesting how people can find like that just kind of that deep-seated stuff. Like yeah, it's just the brilliance of like yeah, an empty office building that goes on forever and becomes like a maze. And I've been in places like that, man. Like, and I'm sure you have too, where you've been in like a weird abandoned or just like emptied out place like that. And there is something very eerie about it. So for someone to go and kind of exploit that and expand on that is
It's almost
well
scarier when
done.
it's like something normal like that, because
Yeah.
you
And
go,
that's exactly why it's so effective.
yeah,
Like
because you're like, this, like something has to be here.
yeah, because it's not like a weird like
Abandoned, like
hellscape or
shitty.
apocalyptic kind of weird place. It's just like yeah, just a fucking office hallway with like a drop ceiling and like stained carpet and yeah,
A
shit like
random
that.
chair.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is this so scary? I don't know, but it's scary as shit.
Hmm.
It's almost scarier than being in like the scary ass abandoned building with like rats and stuff because you're like, oh yeah, well.
Yeah. Damn.
But I
Talking
did.
about this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say talking about this whiskey real quick. It's so good, very viscous, super rich, 130 proof, single barrel, 11-year-old Tennessee whiskey. It's a little bit of a cherry bomb, which I love, but it has a lot of oak on it. Well done, Nelson Greenbrier, as always. I'm glad I picked this one up.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
yeah. What were you gonna say? Sorry about that.
No, it's like that. Like that, you know what? That whiskey might be too strong for me. Maybe this movie wasn't you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I would enjoy that whiskey in an old fashioned, and I would enjoy this movie like, it's tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I
I
get that.
can't, I can't, say anything bad about what this movie would like is and like this kid doing it and just how everything was done. I can't say anything bad about that because the execution,
Yeah.
was done and for what it is, a great movie until,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, really well done. Like, yeah, even despite that stuff, and that's like a small kind of nitpick, and
that's
it,
just picking as,
it
creative.
yeah, it does make me wonder now, kind of talking about it out loud, like if that, because it seems like he definitely had a lot of control, and it was like him, you know what I mean? And watching the interviews with him, it's like he's a smart dude. Like he's actually a fucking smart young guy. And so same with Curry Barker. Like they're both like really articulate, like smart people, and it makes sense that you're where you're at. But I do wonder if that final act was more because surely he's getting some notes. I wonder if that was like 100% what he wanted to do, his plan, or if the powers that be, the people putting up the money, were like, yo, we need a fucking monster at the end of this and we need to see it. Like singing out loud now, it kind of makes me wonder if that was the case. And granted, you see the entity and like the monsters, like it's not that one, but like, different things in the YouTube shit still too, so it could be him as well. But yeah, now that just kind of makes me wonder,
Yeah.
But
Then also, like even with all this, maybe with this movie, obviously it is following an individual guy. So maybe they're like, you have to have something.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta have a little something more at the end. But yeah, all in all, I mean, I really liked it. I think I gave it like a 3.5 stars on Letterboxd or something.
To get back on my letterbox. And yeah, the thing is, I'm like, for what the movie was, he did an amazing job.
Yeah, 100%.
Amazing, crazy. And one of my favorite scenes though was when they were going through and they're like going through like the girl's house, and then they drop down and it's like just being slowly forgotten.
Yeah, yeah.
Else, and then we get to her and I'm just like that's like I like things like that. Those types of scenes, I was like, ooh, that one gave me chills. I was like,
it was a great shot to end on. It's very eerie for sure.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. I think that's a wrap on this one, everybody. Thanks for listening. Obsession in the Backrooms. If somehow you've made it this far and haven't seen the movies, go see them while they are still in theaters. We need more cool, creative, original movies like these two. So
go see what everybody's talking about. Everybody's their minds.
Yeah.
The executives, they're losing their minds. The movie industry, they're losing their minds. Nobody can like fathom how this is happening right now, and it's happening.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a renaissance, and I just hope the powers that be take away the correct lessons.
Listen, we gotta repitch that our horror movie.
Yeah.
Maybe now's the time.
Yeah, that might be something to reopen up that idea.
Right? Woo!
But yeah, that's a wrap on this one, everyone. Thanks for listening, and cheers. Thank you for listening to the Drinks and a Movie podcast. You can now find us on Instagram at Drinks and a Movie Pod, where we'll be posting photos from all the various films that we discuss. You can also email us at drinksandamoviepod@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and thank you for listening.